Hello, everybody. Love to see you all here. Got a nice amount of people in the chat. Yeah, hope my partner's in the chat too, hoping that she doesn't like bonk out the internet. So still muted? What? No. Oh my god. With all the technical difficulties that we had in the past, I don't know. Hello, everyone. Everyone here is a certified bingus. Okay. Awesome. I don't know what a bingus is, but I can hear you. Okay, good. We've got some confirmations coming in. Love it. Love to hear it. But yeah, it's lovely to see you all here. I mean, it's been a long time coming, 5 weeks. I mean, it feels like a long time, but actually it isn't. And we're gonna be looking at some freaking ridiculous art during this entire stream. So it's gonna be awesome. I'm ready for it. Yeah, we're gonna start here in just a second. We've got the judges already waiting in line, so I'll introduce them all in just a bit. But yeah, I'm looking forward to doing it. Big man Tim, thanks Aru, appreciate it. Marius is saying hype. Yes, hype train, let's go. Thank you, I thought my computer was not hearing everything as well. Yeah, in the beginning, I have not set up like a proper audio stream yet, so I have to mute literally everything. Adam, don't do this to me. I'm just going to ignore what you just said. 100%. All right, let's kick this off without further ado. So let me go to the next slide. I want to welcome you all to the big reveal of our latest team challenge, Kingdom Below. And we're going to be looking at some freaking awesome final results. So I can't wait. And I know that a lot of people have spent a lot of blood, sweat, and tears to get to this point. So without further ado, let's go into it. First little slide is a little introduction of both myself. I'm the founder and the creative director behind Beyond Accent. I've been a senior environment artist. I've worked in the industry for like almost 10 years now, crazy enough. And then together with me, I have Sunny as well. I don't know if you want to introduce yourself, Sunny.
Sure. Hi everyone, I'm Sunny. I'm the team challenge lead here at Beyond Extent. I do the back end, the planning, and the organization of the challenge. It's been amazing watching you all create some pieces that are they're freaking spectacular these past 5 weeks. Congrats on making it to the finish line. Every team made it this time. I couldn't be more proud. Super excited to be here and kick things off.
Awesome. Thank you, Sunny. We've got a question in the chat from Beauty. No tie on the community vote? No, not this time around. Like, we made sure that wasn't going to be happening. So, yeah. Next slide. So let's have a look. Let me give you a quick introduction what a team challenge is for the people that are not aware of the concept. A team challenge is where we take groups of 5 people, so 5 people per team, for a total of 14 teams for this entry. And during 5 weeks, they get to make one environment together. So it's literally just like a bunch of random people that get put together in a group and then have to make an environment in 5 weeks, which is crazy if you think about that timeline. Which is 1 week of pre-production and then 4 weeks of actual production. And then we are gonna look at the final results of that today. So yeah, amazing work. Before I introduce the judges, I'm gonna introduce the mentors because we actually have an extensive collection of mentors this time around. Just a massive shout out to all of you who came out and helped us. It's been really appreciated. We've made it so that every individual team had an individual mentor this time around, which was freaking awesome. And it was really cool to see all the interaction happening between the mentors and the teams themselves. It's been really cool to see just like people coming together. We see some people in the chat like shouting out like their own mentor as well, which is awesome. I love that. But yeah, it's an amazing amount of people, just a wide range of experiences, but yeah, just an amazing amount of talent that's on display here. So just a big shout out from myself and from Sunny as well to just yeah, thank you for coming on and helping us like organize these team challenges. Because without you, like it wouldn't be possible. So thank you so much for doing so.
Yeah, for sure. Without the mentors, these challenges would not be what they are. So big round of applause to everybody who stepped in to help out the teams and support the teams. It's been really awesome having you guys on board.
Yes. Yeah, thank you so much. Next, let me actually introduce the judges. I didn't do a good job in preparation of this because I don't know which judge is behind which button. So let me introduce a good buddy of mine, Will, first. Lead prop artist at PUBG Amsterdam. We've worked together at Ubisoft Berlin and have been in touch ever since. It's been really amazing to have you back on board. So let me test which button. Dang it, wrong one. There we go. Hey, Will, welcome to the stream.
Hey, hi everyone. Yeah, as Tim said, my name's Johan William Reffler, but you can call me William. And yeah, I've been environment and prop artist for around 8 years now, and really excited to talk about what everyone has made. It's been really, really amazing to see all the cool stuff that has come out of the challenge. So really excited.
Yes, thank you, Will. We got some people in the chat saying Will Senpai and also Will the Goat. So, what, Will? I kind of just had to shout that out, you know? Come on.
Hey, everyone.
Next up, we have Angelica Renee, lead lighting artist at Insomniac Games. So, let me put you on screen as well. Welcome, Angelica. How are you doing?
Hello, doing pretty well. My name is Angelica. I'm currently lead lighting artist at Insomniac Games, and I've been in the industry for a little over a decade now. I've worked at a variety of studios, including Gearbox, Blizzard, and Naughty Dog, and I'm currently living in Los Angeles with my 3 cats, and I'm very excited to be here. Thank you for having me.
Awesome. Thank you so much for coming on. And last but not least, we have also fellow returning judge, actually, Sarah Khan. I'm currently senior environment artist at Singularity 6. Welcome, Sarah. Welcome back.
Hi, so nice to be back, and everybody did like a great job. I think last time when I was a judge, I was at Fortis, so now I'm at Singularity 6. Time flew. Yeah, it was really nice to see everybody's work.
Awesome. Thank you so much all for coming on. It's been, we talked about it before the stream, right? It's been a difficult job to just go into the judging and we just hand you like all this amazing work and then we just ask you like, hey, give it a bunch of points, you know? How has it been doing the judging? If you want to give like a little snippet of your experience. Let's start with Will, for example.
I just feel like I shouldn't be judging because it's so hard. It's so hard to judge, right? Like, what are we like? Everybody just did such a great job, and I understand like what everybody was going for, and just trying to see like to market is just so hard.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, it's been a challenge, but again, like it was also nice to see everybody's like thought process and like the concept, and it was great to see the final result as well. So yeah.
Yeah, awesome. How was the experience for you, Will?
I mean, yeah, I completely agree. It's really, really difficult to have all of these amazing things, like amazing pieces of art that I don't know. I kept like I know what the challenge is, and I kept thinking they had like a year to make this, right? And I kept having to remind myself, no, this is a 5-week situation, and somehow all of the teams pulled through and were able to do like crazy things. And having to sit there and somehow be able to say, oh, this is slightly better here. This was created in a more technically whatever way, or having to somehow put this on a scale has been incredibly difficult. But yeah, I think that's the job. It's also incredibly difficult to make an environment in 5 weeks. So I think it's only fair.
Yeah, exactly. How about you, Angelica? How was your experience?
Yeah, everything that they said, I completely agree with. I spent literal hours poring over and going back through and, second guessing and thinking, oh, maybe. And so, because you know, like they said, you know all the hard work that goes into this. You know, like what you're up against and the stakes and stuff. So, but the work that comes out of this is incredible. After I was finished, I got on Discord with my friends last night, and I was like, "You guys, I can't wait for you to see all of this work. It's incredible. I can't believe what they're doing." So, really, really good work.
Awesome. I mean, that's also the perfect transition to actually go into the actual entries. So yeah, let's kick it off with the stylized themes. So just to give you like a little bit of an overview, we're going to do the stylized themes first, and then we're going to jump into the realistic themes afterwards. But we are starting out with team already number 1. So, you know, very proud of themselves already. If you were to say, if you want to talk about the work here, Will, like, what would you say about this work? Let's start out with the good stuff, and then we can maybe give some feedback afterwards as well.
Okay, let me just get my notes up here. So yeah, this entry I thought was like, it really pushed the stylized look really well. It had a really interesting, consistent style. It played with colors in a really cool way that I thought worked quite well together. I also thought especially the second shot that they submitted. I don't know if we're just going through like a slideshow, but I think the close-up shot of just the clam with the pearl in it was such a cool shot. Really well composed, and it really encapsulated the theme in an interesting way of this kingdom below, this underwater treasure room or something like that, that I thought was a really cool take on the theme. I think, like, I mean, again, this goes for all of these in terms of like things to improve. It's you really have to search for something, but this is the point we're at. So we're at such a high level that you know, we're nitpicking every single thing. I think there was a couple of things in terms of composition that could have been done a little bit better in terms of framing the camera for the main shot. I thought maybe pushing pointing the camera upwards a little bit more maybe would have worked a little bit better to get the main focal point in frame. But in terms of quality, I think the textures are really high quality. They all are really consistent in terms of style. I think the only thing that drags it down a little bit in terms of quality is the terrain looking a little bit blocky here and there, and some missing blending. But other than that, this was a really amazing piece.
Awesome. Yeah, I agree. It's really difficult to do this and then give feedback as well, right? What about yourself, Sarah? What do you think?
Yeah, I think I agree with what Will said. I do think that the style is very consistent and it is very stylized. You know, when I look at that, I'm like, yeah, that's a stylized piece. You know, I really like the work on the foliage, the leaves at the back, the pink leaves. Those look really nice. I also think there's like a bit of storytelling. They're trying to say like, oh, there's like some coins here, and then there's like some books. So I feel like there was some thought put into like not just the props, but like the story they're telling. In terms of like the composition, I think, yeah, it's hard for me to tell like what is the focus here. I know it's supposed to be that pearl, but I just feel like there's like a really bright hot spot, and it's like washing away a bit of the caustics that's coming on the pearl, the clam. So, you know, I just feel like the lighting here could have been toned down just a bit, because I feel like it's almost white, a big white spot right at the center. And then again, agree with like the cliffs at the back, like the silhouette's just very flat right now. You know, maybe we could have broken that up a bit. And because we're seeing a lot of the sky, I feel like there could have been more work done with like how the clouds are coming in, or, you know, because it's occupying a big portion of the screen. You know, there could have been more work done on that. But other than that, like, I really love the stylization of this piece, so well done.
Awesome. And then we'll jump over to Angelica. What about you?
Sure. Yeah, echoing what they said. I really like that this piece has like a very dreamy, sort of magical feeling to it. It's sort of giving like Little Mermaid grotto vibes. It's pretty cool. I really like that you guys weren't afraid of contrast. There's some nice vignetting around the frame, and you have a really strong focal point in the scene. I know exactly what the most important thing is to focus on. My eye goes directly to it immediately, so that's great. And then feedback-wise, I would say I agree that that light might be a little hot on the pearl there for sure. I think that there were some like distracting elements. I think the set, like the coral and the plants and the placement feels a little bit random. I think it could have been laid out a little bit clearer to like lead the eye a little bit more and kind of support the lighting. But yeah, I mean, overall, very cool, very dreamy vibe. So great job.
Yeah, great job to the entire team. There's especially in some of the detail shots, it's really cool to see like all the tiny amounts of details that the team put in. Really cool stuff. There were also some mentor awards as well. So these are the awards that we give, or that the mentors actually give to people in the team, just as their way to like support the work that they've done together, you know? So the mentor award is actually coming for Lucy, and this is coming from Harry George. So Harry George was the mentor for this team. So Harry is saying that Lucy contributed to each session with open, curious attitude and a friendly demeanor. Despite having other major projects due, Lucy was committed to every call, always asking questions and ensuring the workload was evenly distributed between her and her fellow members. So yeah, really supportive. This is also called the Bridge Builder Award. This is for people that really help solidify the communication links and really step up to the plate and sort of become sort of seen as like the person who kind of takes a lead in a lot of stuff. Then for George, this is also like a mentor award that was given. So George was calm and collected throughout the challenge, willing to speak up their mind where needed and contributed to tough decisions. His input for this project was highly commendable, with his work on the coral being notably a notable highlight. In addition to this, George put in the work when it came to getting the project over the line and offering thoughtful feedback where appropriate. So congratulations to you both, to both Lucy and George, for getting a shout out and an award from the mentor, which is really appreciated. Yeah, awesome. Let us switch on over to the next scene then. This one actually has a bit of music flair to go with it as well. So this is the stylized theme, second stylized theme. Ukiyo, some really beautiful stuff. Let me actually switch it over to Angelica for this one. So what do you think?
I absolutely love this. It has a very whimsical feeling to it. I really love the way that things are tilted. It feels really dynamic. It makes the image feel dynamic and alive. It's really interesting designs. It's just an interesting scene overall. It's like a world that I would want to explore. Like as a player, I'm like, oh, I want to go there. It kind of gives me, there's a game recently called Voyagers of Nira. It kind of feels like that, which was a great game. So I love the bright colors. The orange contrasts really well with the blue and the designs on the building. Just very nice. This was great.
Yeah, and I think that's also why you gave it the thematic award too, right? For just being so on point.
I think this was a really interesting take on the theme for sure. So that's why I gave it the theme award. So.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, jumping over to Zara. I think you gave this team the visual storytelling award as well. So I would love to hear about that too.
Yeah, I really love the composition. I almost gave this the best composition as well. It was hard. I really love the storytelling. You know, I can tell some people live here and these are the homes. And then I love the placement of the props and the scale of the props as well. Like the massive scale of these, homes, but then you have like smaller objects. It's really well placed as well. Like, the plants are going through these crevices. I also love the little detail with the wave pattern on the building. And I love the lily pads at the top as well. So it adds like a nice contrast. So there's like red on the top and there's like a blue water at the bottom. So yeah, I just feel like there was a lot of thought behind, the placement of each thing. And I just love how it has all come together. And, not every home is the same. So, there's a bit of variation in them as well. So really well done. If I had to give a bit of feedback, I think it would just be on like the texturing of using the curvature map on areas. Like I feel like there's like a lot of edging almost everywhere. So if I was like texturing this, I would maybe think about where the edges are exposed more. So like these areas are more exposed to like erosion or wind or more surface damage. So those areas have more wear and tear, and then areas that are in the crevices, maybe I wouldn't like add a lot of edging there. So I think that would just be my only feedback. Otherwise, really well done. Really love this piece.
Awesome. Yeah, I think that could be interesting, especially giving more of that, especially the exposed parts of the houses being exposed to the wind and stuff could be a really good indication. Yeah, nice. Let's switch it over to Will. How about yourself?
I mean, yeah, I couldn't agree more with what everyone else said. This is really an awesome piece. I thought this was such a cool take on the theme. Super interesting, like world building. It's I wasn't sure at first. Are these structures? Is it maybe it has this almost looks like the head of some sort of old octopus monster? Maybe they got fossilized and turned into houses. I don't know. Like it's really intriguing and evocative. The world building and the visual storytelling of this. I think there's so many cool details. I also really love the lily pads on the top, giving that pop of color, and also just a little bit of breakup for the larger silhouettes. The layer separation is really nice in this one. Also in the video, you could see the little like hand drawn wind VFX, like little twirls in the air that I thought were really really cute and fit with the style perfectly. I really really love this one. I think the only thing that I could come up with in terms of feedback is some of the rocks that are closer to the camera there in the bottom left of the screen. I thought they lacked a little bit of detail compared to everything else, and but that's only really that only really shows how amazing and detailed the rest of the scene is. So yeah, really really awesome piece.
Nice one. Yeah, sometimes we really have to nitpick, to get the feedback out. And then you also gave it visual storytelling. Right? That's where your award went to as well.
Yeah, it's exactly for the reasons that I said before. It's this super evocative world building that just makes me wonder, like, what is this place? Is this are they places of worship to a squid god or something like that? There's a lot of really cool implications in the way that this is set up that makes me wonder about the story of this place.
Yeah, 100%. Very beautifully done. Congratulations, team. We're gonna also jump over to some of the awards as well. So we're gonna start out with the mentor awards. So we've got 2, and these are coming from Brigitte. So Brigitte was mentioned Aina, because Aina always took the lead from the beginning. They were very reliable, spoke up in meetings, and kept track of their progress in a professional way. So that's an awesome job, Aina. Well deserved. Lovely to see you continuing that as well. The next award is for Jay, because Jay took on a lot of the very important tasks for the scene, from sculpting to textures, shaders, and the foliage. They learned many new techniques and helped everyone else out. And just willingly took on the most tasks, which is really, really awesome. So yeah, great job, Jay. We also have some team commendations. So these are commendations that come directly from the team. So we allow them to shout each other out if they've done like particularly well between a team, which is also really cool. These are anonymized, right? So these are people just shouting out other people in the team. So Jay put a lot of effort and took feedback on really well, and he was really easy to work with. Marius was as well, and brought some great ideas to the table too. And then Aina definitely set the team up for success by organizing systems and keeping track of all the changes that needed to be done on the project. making sure that we were all included in the process and our ideas were implemented. So an awesome team lead. That's amazing, Aina. Then we have Trina, who was very positive and willing to help everyone out where needed. Her sense of humor kept the vibes going good. Awesome job, Trina. So well done to the entire team. Congratulations on all the awards from everyone, including the judges as well. Amazing job, and you can be really proud of the final result. Next up, we have Stylized Team We Dug Too Deep with this amazing environment. Yeah, I'm gonna hand it immediately over to Angelica for this one. So this is a team
Sure.
a team mentored by Dennis Welling. Sorry, take it away, Angelica.
No worries. We dug too deep. Okay. Yeah, this is a beautiful piece. Also, really getting some like World of Warcraft vibes here. There's a really nice amount of depth in the scene, I feel like. It truly feels like it's kind of deep underground. It has a really nice scale to it, especially that fog, like kind of in the ground, really helps sell the depth there. Has very nice color choices. Blue and green are a classic, especially with the little warm fire accents. So really nice choices there. Nice balance, and of course I love some God rays. So awesome job. If I had to give feedback, I am nitpicking here, but I do feel like from a lighting standpoint, there are some elements that are kind of pulling my focus away from the door in the center, and the rocks kind of in that background up on the ceiling, and toward the right of the image. It's a little bit bright. If you just like dim the ceiling down a little bit more, it would really it wouldn't compete with the God rays so much, and it would kind of like pull my attention a little bit more back toward the door. And then kind of the same for like the bottom left of that like light at the bottom being a little bit too bright. Just a little bit of darkening and simplifying kind of the edges of the screen. I think would have helped kind of make it feel a little bit less like noisy. But again, that's nitpicking. This looks great. So good job.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah, I can see it. Like just a little bit tweaking here and there can do a lot, you know, especially with like artwork like this. So amazing. Yeah, let's switch it over to Will. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I'm going to say this for every single one, but another really, really awesome looking piece here. I really thought the first shot especially, it's such a strong, like it leads the eye is led really well. It looks like a cool like a marketing shot for, you know, like a Steam page or something like that, for some sort of adventure game. And the foliage, like overall, it's so dense and it's really well executed from what I saw. I thought it looked so cool, and yeah, just overall really nice and well rounded. I think the only like visual thing that I thought was a little bit of a like a I mean, I don't even want to call it like a letdown, but the only thing that I thought stood out a little bit was some I think some of the stalactites on the ceiling. There was like could have had a little bit more blending in the background. They feel like a little bit I don't know, like, you know, just placed on top of the ceiling there. But that's yeah, I think, you know, it's very nitpicky already. Yeah, I thought the storytelling is, you know, it works well. It gives me an instant idea of what's happening. It might not be the, you know, the most innovative storytelling of all time, but I thought it was really solid, and well executed overall. Yeah, really cool.
Awesome. Thank you, Will. What about yourself, Sarah?
Yeah, again, agree with both points from both judges. I do think that I really like the sculpting of the door, like, you know, the ZBrush work is really nice. I kind of wish, I agree with Angelica, I kind of wish the highlight was the door, but it is that top area. I would say like take a screenshot, bring this to Photoshop and make it grayscale and see where is your eye looking at, because that would help you, decide which areas to darken, which areas to lighten. And, I also agree, like the bottom blue light is kind of overpowering. I understand the idea that it's like this misty cave and there's like blue light coming from under, but just make it grayscale, see what's catching your eye. And I think it would be that little hot spot right above the door. So maybe just readjusting the lighting and maybe, darkening the bottom would help really sell this piece. But overall, I love the foliage. I can tell there was a lot of thought behind placing props and placing, especially the foliage. I feel like whoever placed the foliage did a lot of work. So nicely done. Yeah, and I also really love the little blue glow at the top left. I kind of wish it was a little bit more, kind of scattered in the distance to show scale. Like it's far away. There's some glow coming from the distance, but nothing too overpowering. But again, really well done.
Awesome. Yeah, especially when it comes to the foliage, it is it might be of no small incident that Dennis Welling is also helping us on like all the foliage courses that we're currently building. So maybe that has something to do with it, that the foliage looks so awesome. But hey, I don't want to take away from the team's effort in building such an insane scene. So congratulations. I will have to say, this is probably one of my favorites. I have no interest or like no effect on like the final voting. I just want to say that, but just to let my voice be heard as well. I think fantastic job on nailing this, like especially all the elements like blending together really, really well done. Right, we also have some team commendations. So Russell got a shout out for stepping up as a team lead early, and because he had previous experiences in the challenge. He gave a lot of really good feedback to everyone in the team and really made sure to organize every meeting with both the mentor and other teammates. Well, that's awesome. Really good job, Russell. Thank you for doing that. That's amazing. And I can speak for that too, because yeah, we've got in contact a couple of times trying to organize some stuff. So really good stuff. Next up is Pierce. Pierce was a hidden genius that let his actions speak louder than words through models, which is, yeah, sometimes really difficult to track, right? But really good to get a shout out for Pierce. And then Lena meticulously accepted feedback and perfected foliage on the scene. So yeah, massive shout out to all the beautiful foliage for you, Lena. Like, awesome job. And then Valentine was always open for improvement and communication. But there's just a general comment that the entire team really worked well together from the beginning to end. We had a lot of really good ideas and we were very dedicated to the project. It was great working with such a hardworking team. And I think honestly, the results are on the screen, right? Like, there's nothing, I'm so proud of just seeing the amazing end results because they speak for themselves. Not only for this team, of course, but for others as well. So great stuff, but especially for this team. Next team, we have Moist Maxing. We actually had a debate on if we should say that on stream, but hey, we got to do the team justice. If that is the team name that they want to pick, I have to say it on stream, So Team Moist Maxing with the mentor Diane Picot. Really awesome stuff. I'm going to hand it over to Angelica for this one. Feel free to take it away.
Sure. This is absolutely beautiful. I'm a big fan of the color choices. Obviously, pink and purple, big fan there. And the blue offsets really nicely. Just really fun to look at. It feels very like mystical and magical. It's also like one thing that's really good about this. It has like a strong voice and a strong like art style. Everything's very consistent across the board. None of the assets really feel like they stand out in a bad way, to me at least. So like the consistency and the strength of it, especially when you're working in a team, like that's really impressive. And then feedback wise, of course, it would be lighting. I think it could use a little bit stronger directionality. Everything right now feels kind of evenly lit. And I would say that nothing really stands out very much. My first focus is the statue guy up top, and then I go down to the sword. So I would say like either lean into one thing or the other, like either really like make that top-down light be dominant, or have that light source be the glowing crystals, you know, and have that be the stronger thing that kind of draws your eye. But I think that was really my only note. Oh, also that I think that would help separate a little bit more of the foreground, midground, background, so that the sword doesn't kind of blend in with that background there, and it would create a little bit more depth. So yeah, but amazing and beautiful, great work.
Awesome. We're getting some shout outs for Diane in the chat as well. Always cool to see, and then people just laughing with the name of the team. So okay, let me hand it over to Zara. What do you think?
Yeah, like this also screams like a stylized piece. You know, everything is very stylized. I like the sculpting on the statues, and everything is put together very nicely. You know, I like the bold choices of the colors, and I also really like the textures. The water is really nice as well. Again, you know, I agree with Angelica on the lighting. I just feel like it just falls short because everything is very like flat right now. Yeah, I know that the centerpiece is the statue, or like this. Like I don't really know if it's the statue or the sword, but I think it might be the statue, but also the sword. So yeah, I think we could just like play with a bit more contrast there. Yeah. Otherwise, I really love the stylization, and the colors are really nice. So yeah, great work.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. Last but not least, Will, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean this was super awesome. I also really like the colors on this. Some really yeah, not afraid to make some bold choices in terms of color, which really helped the stylized feel of this. The style is really nice and consistent throughout the scene, which I thought was really cool. I love the storytelling of this. I don't know, this feels to me like as soon as you try to pull the sword out of the stone, all the statues will come alive and fight you for it. And I again thought it was really evocative and cool. In terms of things that could be improved, you know, from my background, I'm more of a details guy, so I'm less knowledgeable when it comes to the lighting and the composition maybe, but I'm really focused on all of the little textures. I thought some of the details on the stone tablet there felt a little flat maybe. I thought the moss was actually a really cool breakup. Like the little moss cards really help with the silhouette and also giving that pop of color. But I thought that there could have been a little bit more depth in the textures there. But other than that, I think this was another really awesome piece. Yeah.
Yeah. Amazing stuff. Yeah, and just like the little details, right? Like the little moss cards, really cool stuff.
Yeah.
Love to see
the
it.
water lilies also. They look great.
Yeah. And the
the
statues. Statues as well.
And the statues. Yeah.
I personally, I'm an environment artist through and through, so I hate everything to do with anatomy and all that kind of stuff. So hey, shout out for making some really cool statues. Okay, let's go to the awards page then. So for the mentor, Diane gave Anna an award for being the sweetest and most active member of the team. She was always ready to help her teammates and asked very pertinent questions all throughout the feedback calls. I could tell she was super eager to learn and contribute to the team's success. And then the next shout out goes to Anki. As a tech artist, Anki made the whole scene come alive with shaders and VFX. I was amazed by how much she managed to create and how she made a concerted effort to make sure everything was customizable and fully ready for a shared workflow. That's awesome. Really great stuff. We don't see that a lot, you know, like people that join an environment artist challenge and then focus the majority of their time on like shaders and VFX stuff. So really cool to see. And especially in a scene like this, where so much of it gets brought to life by the cool shaders and the VFX. So yeah, amazing. Then we got some team commendations as well. So Jan took away one by spending hours and hours to render everything out and editing the cinematic. Sometimes that is what it takes, right? Like just at the end, coming to like the final render and then really putting the polish into it. Yeah, really takes time. So a massive shout out to Jan for making the cinematic. That's going to be really awesome to have on your portfolio. for the entire team. So shout out there. And then the other person that it's all anonymized, so we don't know who, but this person is questioning how do I even choose one person? Because all of them did a lot in different ways. Anna was always proactive in leading meetings. Anki did amazing with all the shaders for us. Jal and Lily always had good observations to make. They all shined. So yeah, that sounds like a wholesome team. Love it. Yeah, it's really good stuff, team. I'm really proud of the final results, and I think you can all be too. And then don't think that I didn't see it. I love what you did with the Beyond Extent logo up the top as well. So, I love that. Right. Next up, we have, this is the first of the realistic teams actually. So we transitioned from the stylized teams to the realistic teams now. With the first team kicking off, the first team is called Ctrl Alt Descent. And let's have a look at what they done. I'm going to start out with you for this one, Will. So if you want to take it away.
So talking about a cool hidden Beyond Extent logo, I thought this was probably the most clever one. I ended up looking through all of the environments, trying to see the Beyond Extent logo. And I thought this one, it might have been on the flag, but it's actually the architecture of the room with the triangular shape in the middle and the circle around it. I thought that was really clever. Just a little side note. But yeah, this one I really loved. This gave me Dune vibes with the color and the sandy environment. And I thought it just came together so well. The amount of detail like throughout is mind blowing. Like foliage, roots, blending on the rocks, little sandy crevices. Really great. Also quite focused in terms of like the scope. I felt like you can tell there's not like they were really able to focus on the things that they made, and they used them really well. They didn't have to make a million props. They made a few things that they utilized in such a way that there's no repetition. It doesn't feel minimal at all. But I think at least from what I saw, it feels like they were very efficient in the way that they used everything. And yeah, I love the composition of the lighting on this one. Color, like the slight, like it's not the most colorful piece, obviously, especially compared to the stylized pieces. It's a lot more muted, but I still liked how they were able to get some cool little color pops with the blue purpley foliage. And yeah, I think it's an interesting take on the theme. Maybe it's not the clearest one, like in terms of the visual storytelling. I thought it wasn't as easy to read as maybe other ones were. But yeah, it looks like a cool entrance to some sort of dungeon. And I thought this was really well presented as well. Like overall, just a great image there.
Awesome. And then that also leads into you giving it the award for lighting as well, right?
Yeah, I thought while it didn't make any particularly like bold choices in terms of the lighting, as maybe other teams did, I thought the way that the rendering turned out with the like the overall haziness in the air, I thought it's just a really well lit image in terms of post-processing everything. So it's less about necessarily the lighting choices in this one that I liked. It's more about the way that the image came together. I thought it was really good.
Yeah. And honestly, going back to your first comment, I didn't even realize that was a Beyond Extent logo that we were looking at. So I kind of feel ashamed now.
Who knows? Maybe the team didn't either. I think it took me long enough because I was looking through each of them, seeing if there was a Beyond Extent logo, because a lot of them had it, and maybe it was subconscious. Maybe they made it without even knowing. I'm not sure.
Yeah. We've they spent so long in the community that they can't really see anything about circles and triangles anymore.
Exactly.
Yeah, but awesome stuff, team. I'm gonna hand it over to Zara for this one.
Yeah, I also almost gave this the best lighting because I really like it. I know what the focus is, and I really like, the ambient lighting too. Like it's very soft, but I can tell like I'm inside a cave. I love the direction of the roots and the foliage, just really nicely placed, not too detailed, but at the same time detailed enough. So that's the thing. It's like it's there, but it's not overpowering. I still know what the focus is. Really well done. I think placing those roots must have taken a while. And yeah, I just think the lighting is pretty professionally done. You know, I can feel the ambience over there, and you know, the storytelling is also very nice. Like, but yeah, it's kind of confusing. Like, were these people alive at one point, or you know, this is probably very abandoned, I'm guessing. So there's nothing living there anymore. Really nice. If it comes to feedback, I actually like the color palette. Like, I like that it's very toned down. I do think that I wish there was a bit of a difference between the color of the roots and those steps, because right now I feel like they're the same color, and that is just giving it like, oh, it's unfinished, still kind of work in progress. But I understand that we're going for muted tones, but I wish the roots were maybe a different tone, so you know, we can tell there's like a bit of a difference in the texturing, as well as the steps. Like, each step could be slightly tinted to be a darker tone or like a lighter tone. Just adding some color variations, but very softly, like, because I understand the colors, like the lavender colors, like bringing the highlights. But other than that, great work.
Yeah, awesome. In the chat, Justin is saying, I try to be creative with the logo in every challenge that I do. Yeah, I noticed. I think it might be the first time that someone or a team has actually built around the logo. You know, like normally they hide it somewhere in the environment, not like actually the environment is the logo. So yeah, really cool interpretation of it. And thank you for your feedback as well, Sarah. Really, really thoughtful stuff. Yeah. Let's have a look here. Angelica, do you have anything to add here?
Yeah, totally agree with everything. This was one of my favorites. Looks like a room that right out of Uncharted that I would walk into and I would believe it. Lighting looks really nice here. The fall off is really soft and natural, as Zara said. You have like really good brights, mediums, and darks. The hot spots feel hot. It feels like it blooms out appropriately. You have really great contrast, really awesome silhouettes. The neutral lighting works really well. As the blue pops were called out as the color, I think it looks beautiful. Very cohesive and consistent. Good scale. Good depth. So just well done. The only feedback that I had, I kind of agree, where I was like, I can't really tell what it is that I'm focused on in the center until I went to the close-up and saw it was like a flag. I don't know if maybe those roots that are in the center are kind of distracting maybe a little bit, but that's like, I literally had to dig for something to nitpick there. So it looks really good. Yeah, great job.
Yeah, awesome job, team. Aru in the chat is saying, I better see this team become members of like the next E33 game or something else. Probably Expedition 33. Like, come on, you got the skills to make it. Yeah, really cool stuff. And yeah, it's a dustiness that covers everything. People in the chat are saying that's the thing for me. Like, it kind of feels like I can almost taste the dust, you know? And that's this weird abstract measurement that we have in the industry where like you can taste a material or a texture, then you did a good job. I kind of feel like I can taste the dust in this one. Right. Let's go into some mentor awards. We have a team award for this one as well, and then some team commendations too. So Lea's running away with the first mentor award from Frederike. So Frederike gave Lea the awesome job as a team lead, helping everyone out, keeping track of timelines, meetings, organizations, and staying on top of everything, and taking on a large amount of tasks from tech art to lighting to set dressing. She's really proven herself an incredibly versatile team member. So awesome stuff, Lea. Well deserved. Next up is Justin, because Justin significantly contributed by taking all of the texture work for the project, and he did a great job. By doing so, he made everyone's contributions really shine, and he was there for other members of the team when they needed support. And his previous experience in the team challenge made a significant difference. So awesome job, Justin. I love to see you participate in almost every one. Really, really good stuff. And then, yeah, you're alluding to it in the chat as well. 2 times in a row with the Miro board, best out of 3 next time. This is talking about the next award that we actually get to give. And it's the award is called Miro Mayhem, just because we want to shout out some people that have like the absolute like most ridiculous like Miro board out there. We don't have an image, but I'll do you something better. So me and Sunny were sitting in a voice call, and Sunny said, "Oh, I'm gonna check out the Miro board to see who's gonna win." And I think it's pretty quiet for like the first 10 minutes, and then I just hear her go like, "Holy shit." And then I just hear her talking about like the amount of stuff that's on this like Miro board. So yeah, I don't hear her say that a lot. So yeah, well done on making that happen. Next is team commendations. So shout outs from the team. So one for Justin. Not only did he finish his own task, but also helped other team members out by taking over tasks or giving feedback. Awesome stuff. Leia was the most committed to the project, willing to put in the time to get the best results. She was very knowledgeable in technical art through Houdini and was willing to share her knowledge to enhance our workflow. She was a great team lead and was always in the voice chat, ready to help anyone who was stuck. Yes, this is actually, we don't present the data for this challenge, but I do know with absolute certainty that you spend the most time in voice chat by far out of everyone in the team challenge. So I guess here's your unofficial award for being most vocal in the team challenge. And then Giovanni was a bubbly character with a lot of ambitious ideas. His sense of humor helped keep the morale up for the team. He reminded us about our goals when we lost sight and was always willing to take feedback and improve himself. Awesome stuff. That's amazing, Giovanni. Cool. Amazing stuff, team. Really something to be proud of, this environment. And then we'll go to team number 6. The Sinister 6. Talking about Will's webcam in the beginning, that it was inspired by Dark Souls. It feels like you would be living in this environment, you know? And I was the mentor for this team. So I'm going to let the judges take it away. Let's start with Dark Souls Will for this one, and then let's see what he has to say.
Yeah, I don't know, but I swear I got all the lamps, all the lights in the house. They're all on. I don't know why it's so dark. No, this one, this was a super interesting one. The castle, it looks incredible. I don't know how they were able to get so much detail in there in this amount of time. There's some of the more close-up shots of the castle. I was just beyond myself, beyond the extent, if you will, to try and like take it all in. I thought it was so cool, like all the little scaffolding bits, really, really interesting. Like architecturally cool, like textures look good, just really, really awesome. I thought the terrain in the background, the big cliffs, can't remember what it reminds me of. There's some cartoon movie that has the big rocks like that. That looks really awesome as well. I was a little bit like it's a little bit I don't know, I'm a little bit sad by it's being a little bit let down just by the composition and the lighting in the end, because I feel like all of this has so much detail that went into the textures, and I just feel it's not being like shown off in the way it could be. The way that you have all of this glowing lava and everything going on, and the castle just stands out a little bit as flat in terms of the color. It almost looks like superimposed into the shot instead of like living in the world. So that was like the main gripe that I had with this, is that everything on its own looks amazing. It just doesn't come together in the way that I wish it did. But yeah, huge shout out to like everyone on the team in terms of the texturing and the modeling and the architecture of this.
Awesome. Yeah, can't agree more. Let's switch it over to Zara.
Yeah, I think there was a lot of work done on not just the castle, but like the terrain at the back, and I can tell there was a lot of effort put in. I also really like, the theme. It's really nice. Like it's very dark. And there's not just like the castle, but the lava effects, and then there's like the steam rising. Really nice. Like there's a lot of work done. I can tell. I just feel like, again, agree. The lighting is not doing justice to the piece because it's kind of like washing out the castle completely. The foreground has a lot of focus. Like it's just like I can like if I blur my eyes, like the foreground is overpowering. But when I look at the other shots of the castle, I can tell there's so much work done. There's like a lot of structural details, and then the steps, the stones, the terrain at the back, the sky. And one thing about this piece is like it's very different because it honestly does not look like it was made in Unreal Engine. You know how Unreal Engine has that Unreal Engine look? Like I cannot tell that this was made in Unreal Engine. It looks like a different engine. But I really wish that the lighting was strong on the castle or like, the focal points. I think this piece would have really shined. But yeah, great work. Again, it looks very cohesive. If everything belongs in that world, so great work.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, the team put in like a lot of effort. It was really interesting to see them put everything together. And I think, in my opinion, this is a good showcase of just like modularity, right? Like trying to do more with less and just all the wooden scaffolding. If you have like a kit of just like planks, you can kind of make any sort of scaffolding you want, right? So it's really flexible in that way. Yeah, Angelica, what about you? What do you think?
Yep, they nailed it again. I think that this piece is, you can definitely see how much work that was in my notes as well. I think good job like nailing the hot feeling. Like the lava material looks really good. It definitely feels like it's burningly hot, not a place that I would want to be here. There's clearly a lot of work put into that castle structure with the detail. So everything that they said, agree with. The shaping of the lava mountain formations in one of the shots that's like horns coming up, I thought that was really neat too. Just a really cool idea. But yeah, unfortunately I have to agree. I think the lighting really kind of let this down a little bit. I think you had an opportunity, maybe potentially like to have the lava be the light source, and so you could have like that really dramatic hellish like uplighting look, and then you could get some contrast in there, and it would kind of help break out that castle from the background, because everything does just kind of blend together a little bit right now, like the other judges were saying. So you also lose like a lot of your detail of like the little lamp fires leading up to the door. So I think the lighting could do a lot to help like focus this scene in this shot. But in terms of like the modeling and stuff, like I see you. That's a lot of work that you guys put into that. So
Oh yeah, 100%. Really, really good stuff. Congratulations to the team on finishing. And yeah, I'm just really happy that I was a part of the process and like seeing you like really try to make the best version of this. And like all the judges have mentioned, I think if you wanna fix the lighting, sure, it will take a bit of time, but it's not like there's something fundamentally wrong with the piece, right? You can still go back and you can still tweak it. We're going to talk about this more at the end of the stream, but you still have time to do like tweaking before you actually do the post. So make use of that time and really bring out the castle in the scene. Cool. I get to hand out an award because I was a mentor of this team. And my award goes to Savali for always speaking up during the mentorship sessions, like carrying the scene and really pushing the team forward in the conversations as well. It was really interesting, like that we always had like the back and forth, and it felt like very natural. So yeah, really well done. And this is also where it gets interesting. There's one team commendation that just said Savali. So here you go. No additional comments. And we're just gonna keep moving on like that. Next team is Scrum Dog Millionaires with this beautiful scene. And I'll hand it over to Zara for this one first.
Yeah, this piece was so nice. Definitely, I gave it the best theme award because I was like, yeah, when I read the theme and I saw this, I was like, yeah, this is what I thought or envisioned in my mind. Something stirs underneath, and I was like, yeah, it's like some people living here and something is living underground. So really cool. I love it. I also love the textures on the wall, like the yellow paint. Like, it's such a large piece, but I feel like the whoever painted that did a great job. And just that wall looks really good with the ivy and the light coming in. Then I love the water flowing in, so there's like telling a story. I also almost gave this the best visual story. So I just love the storytelling of this piece as well. That people are living here. They hang their clothes, and it's kind of like a slum, but like underneath. Really nice. I love this piece a lot. I can't really like nitpick it either because yeah, there's nothing that I can think of that I would fix. If there was something, maybe just maybe notching up the lighting just a little bit, like just have that highlight spot, because right now maybe it's a bit too ambient. But again, this is just me being nitpicky. I think it looks great on its own, and I love the details, and I can tell there was like a lot of work done on this. So great work. I also love the broken bridge. I just noticed that. Great work.
Yeah. It's with all of these pieces, there's so much to look at, right? So it's almost like you get to discover them as you're looking through them. Yeah. I love this. In the beginning, when I saw this for the first week, still in blockout stage, right? Like the first vibe that I got was like Arcane. That little hidden away sanctuary with like the paintings on the walls. And I was like, oh, okay, they're going to go for that kind of vibe. And I was like, okay, cool. Let's see where that goes. Yeah. What do you think, Angelica?
Agree. I absolutely love this. One of my favorites. Love this concept. Big fan of these types of environments. There's so much detail. There's so much to look at. As I was looking at it, I was finding all of these new little details. That's just really great. I love the composition of the environment. The yellow paint also is super interesting. The whole thing just feels like a painting. Like, it's such a vibe. I want to sit in the chair and just like watch the water run all day. Like, very strong visual style, very strong sense of voice in the art here. It's the kind of art that, if this team continued to do work, I feel like it would be recognizable, because it's genuinely very interesting and very good. Also had some trouble trying to nitpick this, and really it's not even feedback, but I would have just loved to see this at night. I think this is an awesome opportunity for a night shot with like the windows and the little string lights, and I just think it would be so cool. But it's a lot of work. I understand night shots are a lot of work. So, but yeah, that's it for me.
Awesome.
Oh, I did give it visual storytelling also, for those reasons. Like, I feel like I can look at this and I can start to imagine like who are the people who live here and what are they like, and I want to learn more about them. I think there's a lot of little details that help with that. So, awesome work.
Yeah, nice one. You said a dangerous phrase though. You said that you really like yellow paint in games, and you can't really say that as a game developer. People get mad about that these days.
Oh, well.
No, but good stuff. And that's also because you spoke about your awards. Zara gave it the thematic award too, and then Will actually gave it the thematic award as well. So, do you want to talk some more about that, Will?
Yeah, I also thought this was a really, really creative take on the theme. I think it stands out as one of the only like more modern time pieces in the entire challenge, I think. But I thought it was really, really interesting on the take on the theme in terms of this. It's almost like the kingdom is rebuilding, right? This has this post-apocalyptic theme to it. There's like all the trash that is piled up in the river, like all the tires and the little bits of plastic and stuff, and the nets. And I thought it was so creative to spin the theme in that direction. And yeah, just really awesome. I'm honestly running out of like positive adjectives at this point, but I really love this piece as well. I thought it felt so alive, with all of the little hanging things, and the laundry, and the chairs set up where you would, have your morning coffee next to the to the river there, and yeah, it worked really well. I think the only thing, it's actually funny. People are kind of debating it in the chat. Is something that I also wrote down. It's maybe it's because there's not that many close-up shots. I think we only saw this the main shot. I had a hard time like telling if it was a realistic piece or not, which I don't, but I'm personally a big fan of mixing stylized and realistic elements. So, this is not a negative point. Just something that I noticed as well. But yeah, I think maybe it looks a little bit stylized because it has such a strong use of color and such a strong visual identity, which is I think really, it's really great to be bold with those choices in your art. So yeah, thumbs up all around for this one.
Awesome. Yeah. And like the stylized and realistic debate, I think someone in the chat said it, that it is it's style real, that is it.
Yep.
That's what we're going with.
That's all good with me.
Yeah, we had some mentor awards as well. So the mentor for this team was Helena Hansen. So really awesome job on mentoring the team. I do have to say, there's something really serene about like the video, just the water streaming, no real audio apart from that. It just being in like this, I don't know, like this almost, very, very dirty, grimy place. But I still get a sense of like at ease and peace, through the whole thing. Talk about the mentor awards though. Helena gave Brandy one because Brandy was super active and communicative to the challenge. She was great at executing on feedback given and voicing her own ideas and opinions. She took on much of the work in the beginning of the project, leading to beautiful concept, which the project is based on. Awesome. Massive shout out to Brandy. And then the unofficial team lead in many ways, Tien, showed so much growth throughout the challenge. She was excellent at executing feedback and answering questions. She had many late nights working hard on the project. So hopefully this award is a sign that she can now get some well-deserved sleep. All right, Tien. Go grab some sleep. Well-deserved. And you can all be really proud of this amazing end result. So awesome job. Next up, we have Matt's team, because they were mentored by Matt. So yeah, sometimes all your creative juices just have to go into the project and there's no bandwidth left for anything else. So I'm okay with this team name actually. Really cool stylized, not stylized piece. You got me all confused now, chat. Oh my God. This is a realistic piece. Really beautifully executed actually. I loved it. I love seeing the progression of it too. But you're not here to listen to me ramble. What did you think, Sarah?
Yeah, actually, it's funny you say that because I also was like, is this a stylized piece or a realistic piece? But some elements of it remind me of a stylized piece. Again, that's not a bad thing. I work in stylization, so it looks great. I love the candles, or no, sorry, not the candles, but the crystals, giving like that ambient lighting on the side. I think that makes it look very mystical. And I also love the other shots that they gave. Each shot looked really nice. So again, the ambience and the lighting of the scene looks great, but I do think that the focus of this scene was meant to be that doorway. And I find myself kind of looking at the crystals and the other stuff. I think it might be the color tone, because that's like a cool tone, and then you have like nice warm inviting tones on the side. I also think that the cliff kind of just crashing into the doorway kind of takes away from that doorway, because it's making me think like, did they construct around it? If they did, it doesn't it doesn't really sell that idea, because it's just kind of like crashing in. So, and I just wish that the main doorway was like more ornate, or because like the stuff on the side feels more ornate than the main focus. But other than that, I really love the ambience. Kind of want to go there and just go in the boat and see what's around there. But well done. Really nice work overall.
Yes, beautiful stuff. I'll hand it over to you, Angelica. What do you think?
Definitely agree. I think this is beautiful. It feels very soft and very lovely. I love how controlled and like restrained the color palette is. I think it has great color grading. Warm and cool is classic. You can't go wrong. I love the statues and the idea of like the light or the magic sort of lighting up that path for you. Composition's really nice. The water looks really nice. Placement of those crystals and like the softness of that light coming off, really nice. Agree with Sarah there. And I also agree that I think the one thing that I would say is like just the focus of that door. I think everything kind of in that background is kind of evenly blue, and for some reason I'm kind of like pulling a little bit to the left of the image where I should be focused, like zeroing in on that door. I think kind of the same thing that she said. Maybe it's because the warm is in the front and the cool is in the back. But I also think too, like, could just have maybe toned down some of the lighting on the side and like really made sure that you could see the direct influence of that light from the staff going to that door and then getting a little bit more focus on that door. I think that would also help break out the statues and like the little rock that's jutting out from the background and could give a little bit more depth as well. But again, another one where I had to like look for something to critique here. So looks great. Beautiful job.
Yes, nice one. Yeah, I love the restraint from this one, where it feels very deliberate, you know? And sometimes in these challenges, because it's so chaotic and you only have 5 weeks, it's really easy to just like add stuff to it. But I feel like, yeah, the restraint is oftentimes like really appreciated. So great stuff to the entire team. Yeah. Someone want to add anything else?
Me.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I also thought this was really cool. It's funny, again, chat is just they're stealing all of what I was gonna say. It also really reminded me of the like, I don't know what it's called, the like underground sections of Hogwarts Legacy. They have all of this very flowy golden inlaid designs on the marble that I thought was cool. I think overall, like, the quality looks really, really good on the textures as well. I love the little fireflies or sparkly bits around the crystals. Statues are cool. I also, I think what Angelica said about the layer separation and what both other judges said about the focal point with the door. I think that's the main thing that I think you could improve on this. But yeah, really, really nice, clean looking environment. Yeah, awesome.
Nice one. Congratulations, team. Let's hop on over to the mentor awards. So the mentor for this team was Matt, hence the name. So Matt gave Gabby an award for being brilliant at leading the team, giving loads of feedback and making sure that everyone's art was coherent. He also brought the good vibes every week, which really helped keep everyone's spirit up. And then another one for Dan, because Dan put in a solid effort, taking time to do paint overs before committing to do 3D work, which was brilliant, allowing us to catch any design obstacles very early. His work was top-notch quality too, and his materials had a huge impact on the scene. So massive shout out to both Gabby and Dan for really putting the team together. Then we have some commendations for the team itself. No surprise, sometimes the team is just really cohesive and they really just want to shout out everyone. But we tried to focus on one person in particular. And this particular person was Daniel Kent, because not only was he super receptive to the feedback and was a great person to work with, he would also create concept art for the team and making designs easier to match the style which we all wanted. That is actually awesome. I don't think I've heard that happen a lot in the team challenge specifically. So that is really helpful to have on the team. And then another shout out for Gabby, because Gabby was an incredible team lead on a project and wouldn't have reached its current level without her. And Renan also did a great job joining later and quickly understanding the direction, contributing a boat design that complemented the scene really well. So this is something that is somewhat invisible for a lot of people taking part in the team challenge. Sometimes when a person drops out, we have to put like a person back into the team. So Renan is an example where they just joined during the challenge, and then they have to get up to speed and making sure that they integrate really well in the team. That is a really difficult position. So shout out to Renan for really going about that really well. And the last shout out is Gabby. And we're moving on. If we can at least. Oh no, I think we're going to have difficulties now because I think my Canva crashed. So give us just a second. We'll be right back. All right, we are back. Sorry about that. Sometimes Canva just doesn't want to do its thing anymore. So that leads us directly into the next team, which is Team Foundation. Unfortunately for this team, we don't have a video, so we are using the progress GIF. But still, great job to the entire team. I'm going to hand it over to Will for this one. What do you think?
Yeah, this was a really, really cool scene. I thought this was a cool take on the theme as well, like a lost library with some sort of planetarium object. It's like I don't know. It has some Wizard's Tower vibes to me, but also, yeah, I don't know, like a room you stumble upon and have to solve some sort of puzzle. Really, really cool. Super intricate, like foliage wise, and like all of the textures have such a high amount of detail. Looks really, really like great. I think it unfortunately doesn't work so well in the when it comes together, like because there's so much detail there that it almost becomes a little bit too noisy and a little bit too much visual clutter when you look at the image at the end. But yeah, I still think the composition in the main shot is also quite nice, and the floor patterns and all of the little details, they really are so like they work so well in the close-up shots. Like there's little like vine patterns on the bricks and so many like little things that you can keep on finding, which I think is so cool. But yeah, I think it unfortunately just makes it too hard to focus on everything at once almost. But yeah, big shout out to the foliage on this team. This yeah, such a cool piece.
That's one. Let me hand it over to Angelica.
Yeah, fully agree. Very neat concept. I love you've got the like natural greenery, up against like the techie sort of architecture and like the glowing ball. It's very cool, very interesting. I would love to know more about the story here. The use of a missive also helps draw my eye to the focal point, which is great. Again, just a really cool structure. But I do agree that I think that the image feels a little noisy and grainy, and I do think it's all of the foliage is like very small detail, and then the materials are kind of small detail, so everything is just sort of like at the same scale. And I think maybe for the foliage, if there was some like medium size or large size foliage in there that could have helped like break it up, I think that would have gone a really long way. And then just as a lighting note, there's something kind of a little bit flat and gray about it right now. I think kind of pushing contrast. Right now it looks like the light might be just like full on top down. Could be cool if you angled it just a little bit. That kind of would help give the scene some motion because you've got like a lot of really straight lines. So just getting like an angle of light in there with some God rays kind of helping drive that could have helped, in my opinion. So yeah, I think I'll leave it there. Good job. Great job.
Yes, indeed. Awesome job, everyone. And then lastly, Sarah, what do you think?
Yeah, I like the take of it. I like the idea behind it. It definitely feels underground. The ambience is there that's like, underground, very lush foliage. But again, I agree with the judges that I just think there's a lot of detail in the foliage and there's a lot of repetition. There's like the same ivy I see, like it's pretty much everywhere. And I feel like if we had broken up with, like Angelica was saying, different kinds of plants, maybe a bigger leaf, or that would have helped. I also think that there's also just repetition in the props as well, like the vases. And there's just a lot of like repeating elements that I think is adding a lot to the detail. Even like the stone texture is like very, very detailed. Then you have like very detailed foliage over that. So like your eye kind of has a lot to take in at the end. But I can tell a lot of work was done, especially like with the ivy going over, the centerpiece. I like the way it kind of goes over and it's like wrapped in ivy. I also like the idea that it's like the sci-fi thing. You don't really know. I kind of wish I could see it moving. But I like the ambience, but again, it's just a lot of detail in the foliage that I think, not just the foliage, but also like the textures on the walls and the floors, that's kind of taking away from this piece. But again, like I can tell, a lot of work was put into this, so good job.
Yes, awesome job to the team. And then we're gonna go to the awards. Pelin actually got an award for consistently putting in hard work and trying to do their best to keep the team in touch and organized. So amazing job to Pelin for doing that. Oftentimes, that's not a skill that we get to appreciate during these team challenges. It's more like a soft skill where like that is not something that you see. That's something that is felt within a team. So awesome stuff. Then we got team commendations as well. So shout out to Jahid and Ramat for pushing the last push and transforming the final shot in one night. Yeah, that's interesting. We actually had a little bit of a debate about this one comment because so much happened in one night that we were slightly concerned about if it was even healthy. But hey, let's leave it at that, shall we? But nevertheless, awesome job. Congratulations on finishing the challenge. We are going to have to switch it up just a little bit, though, because in the interest of time, I think going forward, we are going to pick one person per team. And then if you want to add something that you think is not mentioned, feel free to speak up, right? But we're going to just stick with one person per team then. So realistic team, Rock and Stone. Mentored by Alina. So thank you so much for joining us, Alina. First time that you joined Beyond Extend and helping us as a mentor. That's really appreciated. But for this one, I'm going to hand it over to Sarah.
Yeah, when I first saw this, I paused the painting because the textures look very like blended in with the environment. I was like, is this a paint? Is this a concept? But then I was like, oh no, wait, it's 3D. It looks awesome. I love the stone treatment. I love the color variation in the stone. Everything is very cohesive. It feels like it belongs there. It doesn't feel like it's like crashing in or like some asset is just placed there. It really feels like it's lived in and every piece feels like connected. So great work on that. A lot of work I feel like was done on the colors and the texturing. Again, I just feel the lighting could have been more, there could have been more contrast in the lighting because I feel like maybe it's a bit, again, washing out in areas. Maybe like if they had gone with like a little darker tone, but then the glowing fire pits could have added a bit of ambience to the surroundings, and then the focus is still the doorway. I think that would have really helped this piece. There are certain props that are like right at the front that I feel like they almost look untextured because they're just like gray. So it was hard for me to tell like what's going on over there. But other than that, again, like overall, like I said, it looks like a painting. So really well done. And I love the arches at the back where, there are two of them, two bridges. I really love that section. It looks really nice. So great work.
Yeah, it really adds like a depth to the scene, which is really, really nice. Yeah, I'll open the floor. Is there something that both you, Will, and Angelica want to add to this?
Fully agree with everything that she said, and I second it.
Nice.
Yeah,
Awesome.
same. The bridges are awesome. I love those two. Those instantly popped out to me.
Yeah, I love it. Just adds like that depth. I love it so much. Really cool stuff, team. Really well done. Just to add to the feedback that the judges give here, we will give you all the feedback like after the stream, where we're preparing like something that we can hand over to you, so that you still, even if the teams or like the judges haven't shared their feedback, we will still give it to you regardless. So yeah, let's have a look at the team commendations for this team. Joe got a team commendation because they took a leading role on shader creation, the rock, the textures, and the lighting. The rock textures and the lighting. And then Malte put in a massive amount of effort to create and integrate the rocks into the scene. I kind of can guess what happened there, because we've been talking about rocks for such a long time that he's gotten like pretty good at it. So awesome to see that being used in the team challenge. And then Quinton did an awesome job on the camp props as well. And V integrated fast and did great work on the landscape, the camp props, and the technical stuff. This is also, again, a situation where V came in 2 weeks late due to someone dropping out, and then really went on to carry the team with everything that we needed and more. So awesome job, V. I know that's not an easy position to be in, but great stuff on handling it with such diligence and care. I love it. Then we're gonna go to the next team, Majestic Giraffes. I'll just share like a little snippet from the community. Some people were sad that there was no giraffe in the scene, but I think we can see that like through the fingers, you know. Really amazing scene. I think for this one, I want to hand it over to Angelica. What do you think?
Sure. This is a really, really cool scene. I love how saturated you went with the warm lighting, especially since you're pairing it with like green instead of like the typical blue. If it's got like a real Halloween vibe to it, which I love. Really neat concept. I love the little lamps hanging along the path, and the skull mouth is really cool too. Big fan of like the smoke on the water. Like it's a really interesting, really neat scene. Feedback that I would have, I feel like that bright overhead light is kind of actually killing it a little bit. It's overpowering and like drawing my attention up instead of to that mouth. And I think since you have that glowing mouth in there, you had a really good opportunity to just like have that be like your big light source, and then like that overhead lighting, you could still have that in there, but it would just be like a softer sort of fill, and you would still get like your highlights along the on the rocks and stuff that way. But yeah, other than that, I think this looks great. So good job.
We're getting some people commenting in the chat saying that my feedback is that there's no giraffes. So thanks, Adam. Appreciate it. I'll open the floor once more. Is there anything that both you, Will, or Zara want to add to this?
Yeah, I feel like she pretty much covered my thoughts.
Yeah, same. I thought the sculpts on the skull, like the big one and also the small ones, were really impressive. Yeah, cool scene.
Yeah, I kind of forgot to skip through some of the additional images, but there's some really cool stuff happening in the smaller details. So amazing stuff to the entire team. Congratulations on finishing the challenge. God, I love candles. I don't know why. I just always love candles in scenes. Right. Let's talk about mentor awards. The mentor for this team was... Oh, I think we forgot to note it. Oh, no, Verena. Hello, Verena. We forgot to note it on the additional slides, so apologies for that. But Verena shouted out Ilya, because Ilya filled his role as team lead perfectly. It was very impressive how he managed to cover his tasks and the organization and found time to pave the way for the team so that the teammates could perform at their best. I especially loved the short tutorials he recorded for the team. What? That's awesome. Oh, that's awesome, Ilya. Massive shout out for that. That is going the next step. Really good stuff. And then we have another shout out from Yelenia. had the hero prop assigned, which turned out amazing. She shined bright when working on the lighting, which went through many iterations. Also, I love that pun. I just realized that now. Sorry, I'm a bit slow. But she never gave up and tackled the task with a positive and professional mindset, pushing the looks of the scene further and further. So awesome stuff, Elenia. That is amazing. Then we got a team commendation. I think everyone in my team went above and beyond. We came across a lot of challenges and problems throughout the weeks, but we always managed to tackle them and came out strong. All the members were very encouraging and always offered to help if it was, and it was lovely. Yeah, I mean, yeah, if you have a person, and this is just one person in the team recording like short tutorials and all that kind of stuff, that is awesome. So I can only imagine that the team communication must be really good. Yeah. Amazing stuff, team. Well deserved on finishing the team challenge with such a beautiful result. And we got a massive shout out from Psycho Mantis in the chat talking about candles. I love the enthusiasm. We have more candles in this scene as well. We got a whole cool cinematic. We will share all of this stuff with all of you if you want to have like another look at it. There's even like audio effects and stuff. It gets pretty loud though. So there's even like audio effects that some of the teams did. If you want to check those out, like you can find them in the Discord under final results under the team challenge. Go check them out. Or you can just wait until we all post and you can see them in its full glory with all the polish that they deserve. Cool. For this one, I'll hand it over to you, Will. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, another amazing scene. It's this one, like the video is so cool. It's so high effort. They had some interesting transitions in there. Sound, obviously. Yeah, just super impressive. I thought this was such a cool idea. Also, just seeing that first main shot with having the bell obviously in the foreground, but then all these little things that are happening in the background, really intriguing in terms of the theme and the visual storytelling. I also just thought it was like amazing that they were able to fit all of this in this short time, like just the scale and the scope of this. Like just making that bell on its own is it's a mammoth of a task, and then all of the candles. I mean, shout out candles again. I really thought this was so impressive. I didn't have that many things to say about it in terms of feedback. I think the main thing that I saw is some of the background props, just they don't really work that well close up, which I mean that's kind of the point of a background asset, but they were included in the screenshot, so I just felt like I wanted to point that out. But they do work really quite well in filling out the scene in the background. In this shot here, that at least I don't know, I'm on a little bit of a delay. That's open for me right now with the focused on the bell. I did think maybe the fog could have started like 2 meters further back to just really make the foreground pop a little bit more. But still, I think it's quite obvious what the focus of the scene is, and just the amount of like ornaments and everything going on. Little vines to break up the silhouette on the ruins there. Yeah, really awesome.
Yeah, what I particularly love about this is that it highlights that, for sure, like you have a beautiful focal point, right? But then you also have like all the supporting elements like in the background that like you don't really get to see unless you look at the bell first, and then your eye deviates and it's just like, oh shit, there's like an entire world that's like constructed behind it too. I love that so much. I'll open the floor once again. Angelica or Zara, do you want to add something?
Again, the video is just beautiful. Like, I don't know how they thought of these ideas, like the transition and then using that fish shape, like, just amazing work. That's what I wanted to say.
Yeah.
Agree. Giving like some Diablo, Assassin's Creed type vibes in here. The weight of the bell as it swings. I mean, everything about this, it's extremely ambitious, intricate, over detailed. You guys are crazy. Beautiful work. I agree on the fog, though. The fog needs a little bit of work, but other than that, awesome.
Awesome. And then we have some team commendations. From one goes to Ashraf, who put a high amount of time and energy into the challenge. And then another one to Ashraf as well, carrying a lot of the workload in our team and putting a lot of hours in, accompanying with great vibes and an open mind. I feel like he pushed the quality of us as a team, and overall an amazing guy and a great artist to work with. And then a third person just saying Ashraf. So yeah, 3 shout outs. But overall, like the 4th shout out is for the entire team. So an amazing team with great vibes. Couldn't have wished for the better team composition. So really awesome stuff. Next one, we also have some bell sounds coming in. This is tentatively our team. Another realistic team with beautiful architecture. Yeah, for this one, I'll hand it over to, who we're gonna pick this time. I have too much power in the stream. No, actually, is there someone who wants to talk about it? Curious.
Like we all gave it awards.
I think all of us really want to talk about this one.
I mean, I'll just be very quick again. I almost give it all the awards because I love the composition, the lighting. Wow, like the background looks like a painting. I don't even know what mesh is there to give it that lighting because it looks beautiful. I love the 2 crates hanging, right at the center of the arches. I love the storytelling. I love the lighting on the church. Beautiful work. Looks like a painting. That's what I'm gonna say. So.
This is one of my personal favorites. I spent a long time literally just looking at it. I love this. It absolutely nails the scale, the drama. It's beautiful, like painterly lighting, excellent contrast, like the darks, mediums, lights, like the balance is so good. If this were a game level, like I would know exactly where to go. This would be like our, player impression vista shot. Like it's just outstanding, like truly outstanding work. If I had to give it any critique, I would say that maybe that light that's on the cathedral is just a little bit too hot. If you knocked it back by like 30%, it would help it blend a little bit better, and then maybe you could like transfer some of that intensity like down to the door. Because it took me a long time to actually notice that door because I was too busy looking at how good everything else looks. That little door in the cathedral has like a little sliver of light. Maybe you could play that up a little bit more, just to even push it a little bit further. But I cannot tell you how much I love this. So great job.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree. This blew my mind. I thought it was so like creative, but also incredibly well executed. Something, I mean, apart from everything else that the judges have said, which is all cool. I also, in the foreground above the little, I don't know, it's like a mausoleum type thing. There's these hexagonal rock columns that have like bent around the architecture. That is so cool and so creative. I really love that detail, and it makes everything feels so purposeful the way that it's blended together. I mean, I'm also like digging really, really deep in terms of trying to find anything to feedback here. The only thing that I was a little bit unsure about is the big piece of rock with the crystals on it that comes in behind the church tower, and I wasn't sure if it was connected to it in some way. If it like grows into the church, or if it was just behind the church, which I think takes away a little bit of the church itself, like making it pop a little bit. But yeah, this is, I mean, we're zooming in so far at this point. Like this is so cool on so many levels. I really did love this.
Yeah, nice one. I also agree. Like that was the only thing that I could really comment on was just, or the thing that stood out to me was just like I wondered about the connection between the church and like the rock column with like the blue looking crystals. But yeah, awesome stuff, team. And congratulations to Lucy for coming on, joining the challenge for the first time as a mentor, and then helping this team get to this beautiful end result. Really cool stuff, and thank you so much for joining us for that. Talking about the mentor, Lucy also gave Ryan an award for putting in many late nights, integrating everyone's work into the scene and taking charge of the environment. Ryan organized assets and scheduled week by week, always available to help others in the team whenever they needed support. That is awesome. Again, like the unsung hero kind of stuff that's happening in the team challenges, where this is not something that you see necessarily. It's something that is really appreciated by the team. Talk about the team, we got some commendations as well. So Olaf and Cameron both got a shout out from the team because they were always quick with results and communication. And then another one from Cameron as well, because Cameron was a person that stood out as a great team member and a person who was very open for the team's feedback and iteration process. Very important and appreciated when working on the focal point. Awesome stuff, Cameron. Both Cameron and Olaf, awesome stuff. But of course, the entire team has done a good job. So really good stuff. Now we get into the last team before we get into all the celebrations and announcing all the winners. But before we get that, we have 5 Forsaken Raccoons to talk about. So on this one, I'll hand it over to Angelica.
Sorry, scrolling to it. Okay. Yeah, so for this one, really spooky, really unsettling vibe here. Super cool. I really like the concept of that structure with all the scaffolding. It feels really spiky and dangerous. Like your shape language here is really like helping sell the vibe, and it's really consistent across the board. I feel like sells like the tone and the vibe. I also really like the fog at the bottom. It makes it feel really deep and perilous. Yeah, super cool. I would say it probably could use a little bit more depth just to the image, just to help sell that scale of that structure in the back. Right now, everything kind of feels like it's living in the midground. I would say, trying to be fast here. Yeah, you could use like fog and atmosphere to like help separate those elements from each other. You could also use like lighting, like maybe you can dim the lighting down here in the front to the left of the image, and then like have it be stronger in the background. Combining that with fog, that can help push it back too. So yeah, there are some options. And then I would say for that bridge in the background, I would actually pull those lights down a little bit. They feel a little too big. Where the bridge part with the spiky structures up there, like toning that back, pushing that back will also help because it's just kind of like adding some noise to the midground. But yeah, I'll let the other judges if they have anything else.
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree. I also thought the theme was really cool here. It reminded me of like I don't know, is it the Goblin King's lair in one of the Hobbit movies? And then also like, I don't know, this feels like a Baldur's Gate level, like going down into the depths here. I thought this was cool. I also really like the crane prop, stood out to me as looking really awesome. I do agree, though. I think in terms of like depth, there could have been a lot more done with this to emphasize it. But yeah, cool looking piece.
Yeah, I have the same thoughts. I feel like it's missing the layers. You know, the foreground reads the same as like the huts at the back. I think with the lighting, there could have been like more emphasis on, you know, the little huts and like lights coming out of them, and there's like fog there. And then you're kind of like guiding your eye to that. But right now it's kind of like even, like my eyes are looking evenly all over the place. But other than that, I love the theme. I love the idea. Nice work.
Awesome. Congratulations, team. And Seb in the chat is saying that they used the Hobbit film as a reference actually for this stuff. So yeah, there we go. Makes sense. The mentor for this team was Ross, also a new mentor that we added to the team. So thank you so much for coming on, Ross. Really appreciate it. Thank you for your time and helping the team get to the end result. And then Ross gave Tika a reward because Tika really stood out as a team leader and helped everyone in constant communication throughout the entire challenge, especially in the last week. Tika took on additional tasks to finish what was required for the scene, right? So massive shout out to Tika. Congratulations on getting the Bridge Builder Award. Well deserved. And there's also a team commendation that goes to Sebastian for Sebastian doing so much work, both on the shader and the lighting front. So really good stuff. Yeah, really awesome stuff, team. Congratulations. Now, we've had a lot of stuff to think about, a lot of teams to have a look at. So let me do a little recap. I'm gonna for a second, I'm gonna hide all of you. So it's just gonna be me. Well, I'm gonna disappear in just a second as well. But yeah, I wanted to give a little recap of all the teams, and I enjoy this little video. Jesus, so impressive. I can't believe that. I love making these videos every time. Oh my god. And for people that are questioning my my timing on my editing, giving my own team like the most insane drop, that was just purely coincidence. I had nothing to do with that, okay? Trust me. But no, fantastic job, everyone. Let me put the judges on the screen back. So welcome back. Honestly, let me just self-indulge here. I'm always really happy to have everyone participate in like 5 weekends of what is like freaking creative madness, honestly. To then for me to be able to take all of the end results and put them in this like beautiful little sizzle reel that we do every time. Honestly, it is sort of, for me, it's the cathartic moment at the end of a challenge that just like brings the whole thing together for me, and I have so much fun putting it all together. So yeah, thank you so much all for participating. And yeah, let's actually go into some of the winners. Starting out with something new that we actually introduced this time around. So we actually introduced a community vote this time around. So we have one winner that's taken away the community vote, which is Team Below Extent. Congratulations, Team Bellow Extent. Sorry, mispronouncing the name. Oh my god. But no, congratulations. Making a kick-ass cinematic, making it look really good. Really proud on having this. Yeah, really, really good stuff. So congratulations to the entire team for winning the community vote. If you can even hear me in between like all the bell sounds going on. Yeah, is there something that any of the judges want to add to this team?
Well deserved.
Yeah,
It's
well
an
deserved.
Yeah, this is really, really, really well done. Good
Oh,
job,
yeah.
guys.
We got a bunch of bells in the chat. Keep up the bells. Let's go.
That cinematic, is just so good. Really tells the visual story, and yeah, whoever did that should direct movies because it's really nicely done.
honestly, that was really cool.
It is really nice. So again, go watch it in the Discord. They have like the full cinematic there, like in the final results. Or if you don't have access to the Discord, we will let you know once they post their work, because we will have an art drop as well in 2 weeks. So yeah, awesome. But yeah, great stuff, team. Well deserved. Community vote. First time that we're doing it. This was the entire community basically got to pick 3 choices, and that's it. That was their vote. So yeah, not an easy thing to do. Yeah, congratulations to the team. Now we get into the winners for the different categories. So we have one winner for stylized, and then we have first place, second place, and third place for realistic. We only have one winner for stylized because we have 4 teams in total, right? So that would make it like really easy to guess. So we're just doing one winner. But hey, if we have more stylized teams in the future, I would be happy to have like a runner-up and a third one as well. So without further ado, let's go on to the winner for the stylized category, which is Ukiyo. Thank you so much and congratulations on winning the stylized category. So this is a team of Trina, Ena, Nicoletta, Jared, and Marius, mentored by Brigitte, running away with the most points from all the judges. So congratulations. Again, is there something that the judges want to add to this?
Beautiful work. Really, really well deserved. I love this. I hope you guys make more.
Yeah. Just keep doing stuff. This is cool.
Yeah.
Don't stop.
Yeah.
I mean,
Also,
that goes
like,
for everyone.
I just realized like the concept is also done from you guys, right? Like everybody comes up with the idea too. So
Yep.
really well done. Like, I loved it. It looks like it was based on a really like a concept that was made with like months and time, time was spent on it. So I think it looks amazing.
Yeah, it is. That's why I called it like creative madness, because in the beginning they have to come up with their own concept in the first week and then have to execute on that in the next 4 weeks, and you're doing this with a team that you've never met before most times. It's crazy to then come up with like some of the most creative stuff that I've seen in a while. It's just really, really impressive. So again, congratulations to Team Ukiyo for winning in the stylized category. Then we switch over to the realistic category. So again, as a reminder, we are going to start out with third place. We got some pretty wholesome comments. Machausu is saying, Brigitte, our mentor, we love you. I love that. Brigitte is the GOAT mentor. Let's go. Yeah, Brigitte is awesome. Amazing stuff. Okay, without further ado, third place for the realistic category goes to Team Scrum Dog Millionaires. Congratulations. So this is a team that was mentored by Helena, and the team itself is Elian, Tien, Brandy, Jordan, and Say. Really awesome stuff. Congratulations on the third place. Really well deserved. Beautiful scene. And I'll open the floor once again to the judges. Anything to add?
Congrats
Looks
again
awesome.
on an absolutely beautiful piece. Congrats on your amazing portfolio piece. Yeah, well done.
Yeah, well done. We're very on point with the team and everything.
Yeah.
No, super creative and just came out looking incredible. I mean, it goes for all of the teams at this point. Like everyone did a great job, but yeah, this one also, it just really captured me. It's great.
Yes, nice one. Congratulations again. And we got Helena in the chat as well. Let's go. Ario is saying, I'm booking my next holiday there. Nice. Okay. Right. Let's move on to the second place in the realistic category, which goes to Ctrl Alt Descent. Congratulations to the team. Well deserved. Especially because I didn't even realize that it was the Beyond Extent logo in the middle, you know? So yeah, maybe, I don't know, maybe I need to pay better attention or something like that. But well deserved, mentored by Friederike, and the team itself is Kirill, Andres, Justin, Giovanni, and Leia. So really well deserved, really good stuff on display. Once more, I'll open it up to the judges.
I love the work on the roots. Just looking at that again is like, oh my god, there's so much detail. Looks amazing. Well deserved.
Yeah, no, comes together so incredibly well, and yeah, just so impressive.
Congrats, well deserved. Really, really good job on the lighting here. Yeah, I think I said everything I was gonna say about it, but awesome, really beautiful job.
Yeah, I think after a while we all run out of like adjectives to like add to the teams, you know. Yeah, but amazing stuff. I love it. And then finally, we have our realistic winner. So the winner of the realistic category for this team challenge, Kingdom Below, is tentatively our team. Congratulations to the whole team, mentored by Lucy, and then the team itself is Felix, Ryan, Olaf, Artyom, and Cameron. So awesome job. Congratulations on finishing a beautiful piece. Yeah, stunning work. And yeah, this was really cool to see come together. I don't know if she's gonna mind me saying this, but my partner, this was her favorite piece from the beginning. She might be a little bit sad about like you not using the purple light at a certain point, but hey, we'll ignore that. You know, it's still her favorite piece anyway. Right. Yeah, judges, any final words to say for all the teams?
For
what
all
else
of
is
the
there to
teams?
say?
Yeah. Congratulations, the well deserved.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see this on ArtStation.
Yes, yeah. Congrats. This is an absurd amount of work that you guys have done and put in on everything across the board, and it really pays off. So, congrats, and I hope you guys get some rest.
Yeah, some well-deserved sleep. Oh, there were a couple of questions in the chat about like some of the awards. We decided to rework some of the awards, so that's why we don't have a natural award for this one. But hey, we're debating on bringing it back. So let's see in the next challenge. But again, amazing job to all the teams. Really, yeah, adjectives. You know, like add all of them. It's honestly, I keep calling it like creative madness. 5 weeks to get this all done. It's worth reiterating, right? Like everything that you see here, made in 5 weeks. Freaking amazing job to everyone. Really awesome stuff. So yeah, congratulations. Everyone can be really proud of their work. And yeah, congratulations to everyone. Right. I'll give a little bit of an outro here because we have a section, what next? So this is for the teams. There is still time to polish your projects, right? So if you think that you need like a bit more time or you want to integrate all the feedback that we got from the mentors today, which we will be sending out to everyone as well once we gathered all the feedback. There's still time to polish your project, prepare the renders for our art dump that we do. So the time to post is going to be the 14th of May at 8 p.m. CET. We will post it again on the Discord so that you're all aware. And at that time, we also will shut down the source control. That doesn't mean that you're going to lose anything, but that just means that you won't be able to send each other data through source control anymore. But we will send another reminder so that you can save your data. You can keep it for yourselves.
If I may jump in here,
Go.
a couple of super common questions at the end of challenges in regards to the art blast that we're doing. We do have templates for that. They should be available in your Unreal folder, I believe, Timothy. You
Yep.
can confirm that. Yeah, so you can go ahead and get started on that as soon as you've polished up all of your things. And I also want to give a huge shout out to the mentors. I know several of the mentors already said they're going to be spending extra time with their teams after the challenge just to polish everything up. Like, they're going out of their way just to help these teams succeed, and really great thanks for that. Yeah, finally, I am so excited to be here at the end of the challenge. It's been great seeing all of you hop on board and just make some amazing artwork.
Awesome. Thank you,
Yeah,
Sonny.
if I could just, if I can add something to that as well, because I mean, obviously, again, congrats to all the teams. Such amazing work. Like, I still can't believe this was all put together in this time. But also a huge shout out to Sonny, to Tim, to everyone on that made this possible. But also just for having, for pushing this as part of the community, having something like this even possible, being organized. I think it's such a huge value for people to understand what it means to work in a team like this, and having really rough deadlines, but seeing what's possible in that short amount of time, I think is so inspiring. Shout out to everyone involved. Honestly, this is such a cool thing that it's even happening.
Thanks, man.
For sure. And also, one final thing to jump into as well, the winning teams can be expecting some pretty nifty certificates. There will be more information on that later, so you'll be notified of that.
Yes, we almost forgot about that one. Yeah, we will get some nice
We don't
signed
forget
certificates.
things with me around, Timothy.
Thank you, Sonny. There's a couple of questions in the chat. So what about the screenshots from the stream? And also there was a question about the video as well. We will be sharing all that stuff in the Discord, so you get access to anything that you want. So yeah, we will send out all those things later. But yeah. And there's only one thing left to do. That is, I am currently going to say farewell to our beautiful guests. I want to thank you all for coming on as well. Thank you so much for coming on, Angelica, Will, and Zara. Really appreciate you taking the time and not having the enviable job of having to grade this amount of work. So I really appreciate you coming on, sharing your time, and then sharing your valuable feedback as well. So yeah. I appreciate it a lot. Okay, let me hide them for a second. There's one more thing that I want to show off. That is the last slide. Because the next challenge is going to be in October 2026. So, we'll see you there.